Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. That means it's time for another live stream. Today is Thursday, June 29th, 2023. My goodness, guys, I'm really, really tired this week. It's just been such an exhausting week. I feel like I've done so much already. And I feel like I'm just catching my breath. Also, I just got done with the treadmill run because the air quality here is really bad. I'm just exhausted. I think I'm really tired. I didn't get really good sleep last night and all that stuff. So I'm just kind of like coming in on fumes, heading towards the weekend. But then we got another trip coming up on the weekend too. So I got a rally. So I feel like, if I'm feeling a little low energy today, taking a little bit easy tomorrow, I feel like that's going to be okay because I got to rally and get ready for next week because I'm going to be in Atlanta. We'll talk about it a little bit more because I got a shakeout run to tell you guys about too. But first, let's say hi to everyone listening on the podcast on the audio only version. If you're in an area where the air quality isn't good, hopefully you're listening to this on the treadmill. And hopefully this is making those treadmill miles go by just a little bit easier. And if you're watching this at home later, but not live on YouTube, welcome to you guys as well. You're watching the #1 running podcast to listen to that does a near daily unboxing. I mean, this is like the #1 running unboxing channel. I never thought that would be this channel, but I think that's where we're at. I think that's what we're doing. Who unboxes more stuff on a live stream that's running related than I do? I don't think there's a lot of people. I don't know how I got here, but I'm having fun and I'm glad you guys are here too. All right. Let's see who we got in the chat. We got Daniel Burton said, I ran a 7:33 time trial mile. Awesome job. Good job, Daniel. Runner Will is here. Will, it's so good to see you. Hope you're doing okay, man. Runner Will says, hey, all, hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much, Will. It's good to see you here in the chat. Lee Chad says, afternoon, friends. And Sean Devlin says, hey, everyone. He did an easy 8 today to recover from yesterday's workout. And any recommendation for another easy issue like the Novolast? Soft, but not overly clunky and heavy. I would say like the top 3 that I would recommend are Novolast 3, Rebel 3. The Rebel 3 always strikes me as being too low to the ground, but it always has enough cushion. So it's kind of like an illusion of sorts, I think. But like Noblest 3, Rebel 3, and then not overly clunky and heavy. Nimbus 25 might be a little in the overly clunky category or in the clunkier category, but maybe Triumph 20, maybe Mach 5, so those could be some other ones to take a look at. All right, let's scroll down, make sure I'm catching up with you guys in chat, make sure there's no audio or video issues that you guys are getting. Bucky Doc says, you know what? The AQI in Chicago is down to 100 from a high of over 200. So I got in 10. Is it? Oh, man. You know what? Out here in Crystal Lake, it is not. This morning when I checked, we were lower than it had been in a while. But I think we were still like 180, 190 or something like that. I haven't checked it recently. I've been leaving the house to go driving to take my kids to places, drop my daughter off at gymnastics camp this morning. And the air just feels really stuffy and humid a little bit. It looks hazy outside, so I feel like I ran in these kind of conditions earlier this week. Probably shouldn't have done that, but I did. So I think tomorrow, I was hoping I could run outside today, but they extended like the poor air quality warning for out here in McHenry County. But I'm glad it's getting better in Chicago. It rained last night too. And I really thought with the rain last night that was going to push everything through, but apparently not. New Betra says, my gym got an assault manual treadmill. I use it for a bit, and now I'm even more mind-blown at Ben Johnson's treadmill runs. Yeah, I mean, once you get it going, though, but you got to keep it going. So it's not easy, that's for sure. I always found those things really strange because there's like the one that I tried before when I saw one at a gym, it had like no dials on it whatsoever. I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, I had a foot pod and I could look at my watch for paces and stuff, but like it had nothing on it. No, I mean, they had a little thing so you could put your cup or your water bottle in it, and that was about it. It was weird. Chapman says, hey, yo, Kofuzi, just found your channel and currently working through your back catalog. Some fantastic information for a running newbie. Appreciate you doing what you're doing. Well, thanks so much, Chapman. Welcome. I'm glad you're finding the information helpful. All right. And Richard Wilson says that this is the #1 running podcast I listen to while waiting for the smoke to clear. It could be. I do think a lot of people are listening to a lot of other very good running podcasts while they're waiting for smoke to clear. So I'm not sure I can claim #1 on that one. But I'm glad you're having fun. All right. Raj Kumar Roshinji says, Am I saying that right? Sinji. I see it and I say it fast. I think I'm saying it wrong. Let me know if I'm saying it wrong. Roger Kumar says, Coach K, best of luck in Peachtree podcast and Runners Weekend. 2 questions. Any plans to prepare if it rains a lot? And B, suggest you stay in crowd. L, so slow runners can enjoy seeing you. Maybe. I am going to try to switch to the corrals at the expo. And if I can't, I'm not going to worry about it too much. And if it rains a lot, I'll be thrilled if it rains a lot. I was just watching Drew Whitcomb's Instagram stories, and he was posting that like areas that are going to be like extremely hot over the next like 4 or 5 days. I had to message him because, to be honest, I don't know exactly where Atlanta is on the map in Georgia. So I was like, is this good or bad or what? He's like, well, only for like 2 of the days. I think race day won't be in like danger territory. Can you imagine if they had to cancel it because it was too hot? I feel like they don't do that in Atlanta. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But yeah, so no real plans if it is going to rain a lot. I think I'll just enjoy it because then at least it'll be not so swelteringly hot. On that subject, so Sunday night is going to be the live stream live at the Decatur Fleet Feet. So I got to get better at posting these links. If you go to my Instagram, in my bio, there's a link to RSVP if you want to attend that. I think that we're getting pretty close to full in terms of the seats that are available in the space. But if like we fill the space for like fire marshal purposes, like they can't fit more people in there, I believe I just talked with Adidas and like a sound company. They are bringing like a speaker so you'll be able to like listen in and hang out outside. I think there's kind of like a grassy plaza kind of area. I'm not exactly sure that's over there. So there'll be a place to kind of hang out, and then we can all hang out like afterwards, kind of mingle and stuff. So don't, even if you can't like get a seat in there, still try to RSVP and come by, because then we can always hang out after the live stream as well. So hopefully I'll see all you guys there. And then that's Sunday night. The following morning, 7:30 a.m., I don't remember exactly where. That's why having the link would have been really nice. But I'll post them in the description of this YouTube video, like right after I'm done with the live stream today. We're going to do a shakeout run with Adidas Runners. It's not going to be like a big Kofuzi shakeout, but Drew and I are just going to go and attend. The Adidas Runners are doing a run at 7:30 in the morning, and we're going to tag along. So if you want to come hang out and run, now you have 2 opportunities to do that. I think it's going to be a 2-mile run, which if it's going to be as hot as they say it is, it's going to be plenty. 2 miles feels a little bit short, but I'm just like, ugh, how hot is it going to be? How humid is it going to be? I might have to walk, but hopefully I'll see you guys there. PG wants to know what you drinking. Vodka and cranberry. You know what I'm drinking? I'm drinking the Drip Drop. There's 3 letters. Oral hydration solution. OHS. Is that what it was? Drip Drop. Oh, something. Drip Drop something. Fruit punch flavor. It's really nice. Very refreshing on a summer day. Robert Bean said, or Bien said, Kofizi, look for you on Strava. I couldn't find you. Are you on that platform? If you look for Michael Coe, I'll be there. Or I think I'm still posting the link to my Strava in all the YouTube videos, not the videos on this Kofuzi Run Club channel, but on the Kofuzi channel. If you go scroll down in the description, there should be a link in there too. All right. And then Kyle Patton says, any suggestions for men's linerless shorts? Going to try Path. Wanted to see if there may be others. I know Path makes my favorite ones in terms of linerless shorts. Where did I just get a pair of? I know I do have a pair of linerless shorts from TCA. They're like one of those like Amazon brands. I think they're out of the UK, and they used to only pretty much sell out of Amazon, and then they kind of like stopped selling stuff on Amazon for a while. I don't know if they still exist. I haven't bought from them in a while. TCA is a pretty good one, relatively good product at a very good price. They have some linerless shorts, and then I'm trying to think, who are my other linerless shorts from? I think those are the main ones that I like. I think Solomon sent me a pair of linerless ones at some point, but they were like longer. They weren't short knees, but they were longer. But yeah, I normally go with a liner, but Path is usually my go-to. Luke Klein says, "Go about the Cloud Boom 3 video. Great video. Love the frogs at the end." Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I had a lot of fun making that video. The video is getting a lot of heat, and I like to think it's not my fault. Sometimes like I say stuff that triggers people, but like people are freaking out about the $290 for the Cloud Boom Echo 3, which is a lot of money. And I'm pretty sure I said exactly that in exactly that way in the video. And the box says, I don't have the box over here. The box says the shoe only lasts 4 marathons. And so like I emailed on like yesterday, trying to like, as I was putting my like thoughts together. So I emailed them and I'm like, surely this means like you use it for 4 races, but then like there's like, there's months of training that you can still do it afterward. And I feel like that's pretty standard, not that different. I usually feel comfortable. Like if that's like at 125 miles in a race shoe, I'll race it one more time. So that'd be like 150 miles of racing. So that's like 6 marathons, right? So still different than 4. But then like I plan on using that shoe as a workout shoe later. On's like position on it was like a little, they made it sound like maybe not. So I'm kind of curious to race it to 100 miles and then see like, oh, how much I don't like it. But I don't, yeah, that'll be interesting to see what people say. I was just looking around to see like who else was like, playing the embargo game for this shoe. And it looked like I saw Alex Filidi had a video and his was a 150-kilometer review video. And I'm like, that's end of life, pretty much. He's only got like 10 miles left. And then I was thinking about like how Tommy has been like running and doing workouts in his. And then, but I'm like, oh, those are expensive warm-up miles. So I don't know if he's going to try to kind of like ration his miles in that shoe a little bit differently, because it seems to be 4 marathons seems a little bit short. But then the frogs at the end, it was really weird. So I'm running these intervals, testing at the On Cloud Boom Echo 3. And then I finish, one interval and it's a walk recovery. And I'm looking around and I'm like, these are really weird looking crickets. And where are they all going all of a sudden? And then I was like looking at them closer and I'm like, those aren't crickets. These are tiny little baby frogs. And I'm like, I bet you they just lost their tadpole tails. These are like the smallest little frogs I've ever seen. I mean, I've seen beetles bigger than those frogs. It was weird. And they were everywhere. It wasn't like the road was blanketed. I could avoid stepping on them, but they were everywhere. It was really strange. I'm like, this is kind of if these frogs were any bigger, it's kind of like end of days kinds of stuff that's happening. It was weird. Normally, I don't, in terms of wildlife at that park that I was running at where I saw those frogs, I usually see a lot of chipmunks and a variety of different squirrel colors, black squirrels, red squirrels, and gray squirrels. And then lots of different kinds of birds, because there's lots of little ponds there. It's the first time I really saw frogs. I'm trying to think if I saw snakes there before. I'm not sure if I've seen snakes. The turtle that I usually see, that's a different park, but it's in the area. I like to think it's the same one turtle that I see over and over again, but it might be a couple of different turtles. But there's wildlife out here. We're in the suburbs, When HB says, I use Drip Drop Lemon Lime for my girlfriend's margaritas. She hasn't noticed yet. Really? That's interesting. I was messaging, I think I told you guys this. I was messaging Megan Murray one day because they were using, what were these? I don't think they were using Drip Drop. Were they using Noon? They were using some sort of sport drink to make, maybe it was Scratch. I think maybe we were using Scratch. I don't know. They're using some sort of sport drink to make cocktails. And I'm like, that's not going to work. That's not strong enough to stand up to the alcohol. And she was like, it was better than we thought, but it wasn't great. All right. Helen Greenwood, running question of the day. Maybe not of the day, but it's a running question Q&A. Helen Green wants to know, Metaspeed Sky Plus or Wave Rebellion Pro? I go the Metaspeed Sky Plus. I like that shoe. it seems to suit me a little bit better. Both are a little bit on the firmer side, but I feel like I enjoy once you get moving in the A6 Metaspeed Sky Plus, that foam starts to compress once you're moving, and I like the compression in it. I don't know that when I look at the footage of the Wave Rebellion Pro, it looks like I'm smashing the shoe. My foot doesn't feel that though, so it still always feels kind of firm. So that's kind of like the difference between those two shoes for me. James says, I gotta say this. We need Megan on the Kofuzi Run Club. Should we ask Megan? What have I had from Believe in the Run on here? I know I've had Robbie on. Is Robbie the only one that I've had on? No, that can't be right. I've had Megan Featherston. She's kind of Believe in the Run. She's Fuel for the Soul, but she's kind of Believe in the Run, you know? She's her own thing too. So I don't know. I guess I haven't had that many people Believe in the Run people. I always just feel like, you guys see them all the time. I see them all the time. So I'm like, or people get bored of us hanging out too much, but we'll see if Megan's available. I think she's really busy right now, though. She's like in the middle of her summer tour. We'll see if I can track her down. New Betra, what happened to you? I saw a snake on yesterday's run, then a hubcap just like the one that fell off my wife's. Then I saw a hubcap just like the one that fell off my wife's car. So I ran the last 4 miles holding a hubcap. Was it your wife's hubcap, do you think? Or do you think it just happened to be one that looked like it? Can I tell you a weird story? It's not that weird. It's just unusual. So in high school, my parents bought a used Saturn as like a second family car. And then I eventually took that car over once I became old enough to drive. And then one day, one of the hubcaps fell off. Like, it's not even is the right word a hubcap? I think wheel cover is the technical term for it, because it was just like a plastic cover that went on top of the wheel. I think a hubcap means something different. I'm not sure what, but at the auto parts store, they were like, "You're not looking for a hubcap, sir." And I'm like, whatever. The thing fell off the wheel of the car. Can you help me? And I told them what your car it was, and they gave me one, and I'm going to like just stick it back onto the car. And I'm like, this is completely different than what I have on the other 3 wheels. And it turned out whoever had previously owned the car put a different wheel cover on the Saturn. And I was like, this is strange. So I had to go inside and be like, hey, can you guys, and this was the time before you could like take a picture of it with your phone and bring the picture inside. I had to ask the guys to come outside and be like, do you recognize this? Can you tell me what this is? And so they were able to get me the right wheel cover for my Saturn from a long time ago. This was back in the 90s. Do you guys remember Saturn, the car company? And then a similar thing happened to me when I had a motorcycle. So I had a motorcycle that I bought used, and I dropped it, and one of the turn signals broke. And so I'm going to the bike shop to get the turn signal replaced. And I'm like, can I have a turn signal for a 1985 or 1984 Yamaha Seika 400? And they're like, here you go. And I paid for it, and it was expensive. It was like 60 or 70 bucks. And I was like, okay, thanks. And I go to put it on the bike, and it's like 3 times the size of the other one. And I'm like, what the heck is this? So I bring it back inside. I'm like, I'm sorry, this is not the right one. Like, the one that I have looks way different than that. And again, this was still a time. Well, yeah, this was still a time before like phones existed that you could take pictures with. So I asked the guy to come back out, and he looks at me like, no, those are aftermarket turn signals. So like, you're going to have to get an aftermarket one. I'm like, do you sell one of the aftermarket ones? He's like, no, but we can order it for you. So it took a long time, but eventually got it ordered. So like, I don't know. I just end up with these weird hodgepodge parts from, I don't know where. I never realize it until I have to replace it. That was a weird story that went nowhere. Thanks for coming along with me on that one. New Betra says, so for the hubcap, he ran with it for miles, and then it happened to be from another Honda Fit. They're popular around here. Oh man, what if someone went back to look for their hubcap or wheel cover, whatever they're called? Now, did you end up using it? Oh, I need to know how this story resolved itself. Calvin says, rest in peace, Saturn, Pontiac, Saab, and the other just GM misadventures. You know what's amazing to me? I understood why they got rid of Oldsmobile, because like, who really wants to buy a car that's called an Oldsmobile? right? That makes sense. Pontiac kind of makes sense, although it did have such a legacy. That was surprising. Saab was a surprise. Saturn was a real surprise. I felt like they really had something going with Saturn, but like Saturn and Saab were surprised, although Saabs were always so weird. Like they had their reputation was they break down so much and they just fall apart so much. It's charming. I mean, I feel like, okay, let's get rid of that one. But what was the other ones? I felt like there was, you know what I was surprised about? I was surprised that like Buick survived. How does Buick survive in that situation when you're like getting rid of brands? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it seems like Buicks are doing fine now, but I just really feel like, they should have focused on like Chevy and Cadillac. And then where does Buick fit in there? Like I still feel like I don't understand where it sits in the whole like GM lineup. GMC also, I have a hard time understanding, but I don't think I'm the target market for GMC. I don't know. Mike Alt says, I think Buick has huge sales in the China market. It does? It's more popular than like a Cadillac? 1HP says, Shaq saved the Buick. Andrew Scott says, Tiger Woods saved the Buick. Did he, though? I'm not sure. What was he driving when he got into his car accident? Was it a Buick? It probably was a Buick. I don't know. Chapman says, Cadillac is expensive sporty. Buick is expensive luxury. And GMC is expensive truck. Is that true? I always thought that GMC was more like a unadorned work truck. So it's supposed to be less frills. But I'm guessing that's not the case then. I must have that wrong. And Buick, I just thought was like nicer than a Chevy, not as nice as a Caddy. That's kind of how I always thought of those brands. Because it always seemed like Cadillac trim on a Chevy body is what Buick always seemed to me. But I don't know. I don't know how we got talking about cars. I don't really even like cars. I mean, I like driving for sport. I don't like cars as transport. So I don't know, maybe this was the worst conversation for me to have. But yeah. Following up on the wheel cover story. It's funny. My wife had the same concern about someone else looking for their hubcap, but it was pretty far off the side of the road. But maybe if you nudged it closer to the side of the road, then someone driving through could have found it. I don't know. Let's see what else we got here. Sorry, I'm just reading all these different car comments that you guys are making. All right. Eric says, hey, Co, what's in the box, man? By Brad Pitt. All right. This is a box from Kraft. It's another one of box of stuff that I bought myself. So we'll rate this box once we're done with it. See how I did. Now, here's the thing. The reason why I'm always kind of like surprised about what I bought for these is usually because one, like, I'm just ordering it with like whatever the default cheapest shipping option is. So it takes a while to get to my house. Two, I usually order it later in the evening where I'm, not as sharp as I am for the rest of the day. And three, a lot of times when I'm just looking to get a bunch of apparel from a brand, I typically sort by cheapest. So I see whatever's on sale, and then I will kind of go backwards from there. And so this is stuff I brought from Kraft. Now, I tend to really love Kraft apparel. So hopefully there'll be some fun stuff in here. Some bright colors in there. This first one says a relaxed fit, wind protective, quick dry. What did I get? Ooh. Oh, this looks nicer in person than I thought it did online, which is good. I was a little bit nervous about this one. Check this out. It's not camo. It's a weird kind of graphic. I think it's a running shirt. But it's kind of got, I thought it had pockets in the back, kind of like a cycling bib, but it just has a little pocket back here, probably for like key cards and something light. It's a very open mesh back. That's back here. You can kind of see through it. And then the front, it's almost kind of like a windbreaker up front. So interesting material that's on here. I think I can make this work. It feels really big. It feels like I'm going to be swimming in this, which is not usually something I say when I order craft stuff. It's kind of a little patch on the bottom too. For world champions and everyday heroes since 1977. Cool. It's got ventilation in the pits. Keeps you cooler. All right. This one, it's a wild color. Steve76 says pocket in the back, but does it have a pocket in the front? Why would it have a pocket in the front? Oh, no. Yeah. Just a pocket on the side back here. All right. Next shirt. This one's nice. Yellow. I think that's yellow. And it's got it looks like it just has white shoulders, kind of like a weird like baseball shirt, but actually it's all white all the way in the back too. So the white material seems to be like a stretchier, lighter mesh material, and then it's a different kind of mesh material for the yellow parts. It's called Hypervent. That's what it says down here. This will be nice for hot weather. All right. Let's see. You guys are saying that this is marigold. I like marigold. That sounds nice. Sean thinks that the color is Cheese Whiz. Acceptable. I think that's right. Kyle Pat says, for Kofuzi out of context, it's got ventilation in the pits. Nice. Yeah, it's true. True. Where did it go? There's something else that I want to read here. Yeah, Martha says, if I'm ordering weird stuff at night, what are you drinking and smoking, eating late in the day? Nothing that interesting. Although it's summertime, so there's a lot of summer beers that I'll be having after dinner. Usually it's dinner. Then my wife and I will go for a walk around the neighborhood as the sun's setting, and then I might have a summer beer or two. What my wife did for me? This is amazing. I've been really busy. Just had so much work to do. Like trying to meet this on Cloud Boom Echo 3 embargo. And then I have stuff that I'm doing with Kodiak. And I've just been doing a lot of interviews and stuff lately. So I've just been working a lot, it feels like. So she took the kids in the car. She did a road trip all the way up to Wisconsin and bought me a couple of cases of Spotted Cow beer. Which you can only get in Wisconsin. It's a brewery that only distributes within the state. And I was telling my wife about this the other day. And I'm like, yeah, so like you can only get that beer in Wisconsin. And so people in Wisconsin know that. So any road that crosses from like Illinois into Wisconsin or Iowa towards Wisconsin, immediately on the other side of the border, there's usually a gas station that sells beer. And so like pretty much any road you take into Wisconsin, just wait, you'll find a gas station. You can buy a bunch of Spotted Cow and then come back home. I'm like, we only live like 20 miles from the border. And so she decided to take the kids out for a little road trip on a beer run. And she brought back a couple of cases of Spotted Cow. So I've been enjoying that. It's one of my favorite beers. It's just really nice and drinkable, especially in the summertime. And, it was a nice little thoughtful gift that my wife got me. So, I guess these clothing selections brought to you by Spotted Cow beer, I guess. Inspired by, maybe. All right. Let's see. We got some questions here. Oh, Mark Peterson. Oh, that's because you're from Minnesota. He says, boo, Spotted Cow is overrated. You know what? I also love my Sara Lee beers too. So like, maybe you could put the pitchforks away. I like my Minnesota beers as well. Sara Lee Brewing is one of my favorite breweries up there. But it's good. It's good. I mean, I wouldn't go to get from where you are, Mark, in Minneapolis to get Spotted Cow, but I'm right on the border, so it's pretty close. Daniel, was it Koo? Daniel Koo is right how you say that. Have you been running in the Primex Strong lately? If so, what are your thoughts on it now? Just order me a pair. I only ran in it the one time for a Boston Marathon. That was it. I enjoyed it for a good 21 miles. And then after that, it felt heavy. But, you know, I don't think it was the shoe's fault. I think any shoe would have felt heavy at that point. All right. Mila 2850. She's gonna bring me some spotted cow for Chicago Marathon. You don't have to do that, but you know that would be nice. Brian Lang says, "What does it taste like?" I think it calls itself a farmhouse ale, so just a nice drinkable kind of like everyday wine. I feel like it's spotted cow. It's kind of like a beer version of a table wine. Doesn't taste like table wine, but I mean it's like not kind of weedy, kind of hoppy, kind of malty. You know, it's just a great beer. But it doesn't taste like a microbrew. So I like it. It's tasty. I can have them all day. I also have been liking Founders All Day IPA. It's kind of like an IPA light, a little less bitter, a little less alcohol content. It's a pretty good one. Mike Arlt says that Minnesotans make the beer trip too. Spotted Cow is a favorite of ours. See, Mark Peterson is just the only grumpy one out here. Mark Peterson says it's a cream ale. So that's more descriptive for you guys. I'm not always good on my beer styles descriptions. All right. Let's see. Chapman says, oof, Surly versus Spotted Cow. I mean, Surly has I think a better variety of good beers, but the Spotted Cow is just tasty. Frank says, on our border with Texas, there's pot stores on our side and fireworks stores on their side. That's funny. All right. Let's go to what Brian Lang says. I'll bring you a case of Creature Comforts from ATL for Peachtree. All right. You don't have to, but I would appreciate that. That's nice. And Mark Peterson says, I am grumpy, full admit. You know why you're grumpy? You know, I mean, you're grumpy for a good reason though. You probably the baby, hopefully the baby's sleeping well, but probably you're not sleeping all that much. So it's okay to be a little bit grumpy. This is a safe space for you. You could be grumpy here. All right, let's get to the next one. I think these are, did I buy pants? Oh, I bought long pants for some reason. Craft trail pants. So like they're like most of my craft pants are very, very warm. Oh, I remember why I bought these, because these looked wild. I mean, I can't even show you really how they look. They have kind of like cargo pockets. They just have giant pockets and they taper really tight at the bottom. So it's just like I don't know. I feel like someone let something slide through with craft. They were like, we're going to make something that's not form fitting and we'll see if we can pass it through. And so I feel like this is almost like craft's version of streetwear, if you want. I mean, that might be a little bit of a stretch to say that, but it's kind of like that. So we'll see how these pants end up. But it's that kind of like windproof-ish material that they have, but it's not. There's no liner behind. There's no padding behind it, so it's nice and thin. So like, I could see why it makes sense as a trail pant, because like cold mornings on the mountain kind of thing. So, Simon then says hammer time. Kevin wants to know: is there a hem at the bottom? Is it a zipper? No zipper, just stretchy at the bottom. But look how long this cuff is. It's a long ankle cuff. You know, I do like this Craft Trail logo that's here though. And all the pockets, they're not like zipper pockets. They kind of have a flap and then it's a giant pocket inside all these pockets. It's an interesting pant. Daniel Burton says they're kind of like warm-up pants. I think so. I think of them as like I don't know, they're not easy on off, but maybe they're more like a early morning or at the top of the mountain kind of pant. They're called the Pro Hydro Cargo Pants. So they do call them a cargo pant. Vanessa Martinez says, are they joggers that you actually jog in? I'm going to try. We'll see. CV76 says, is that what they're called? Kangaroo pockets? I think they're called kangaroo pockets. And Joey Pruitt What's going on? Joey says, sorry if you've already talked about this, but are you running outside with the bad air quality? I'm not. So today and yesterday, I ran inside on the treadmill. It was not great. I mean, we just had the air conditioner serviced. We apparently were out of coolant. That's why it was so hot in the house, but we got it fixed, or I think it's fixed. And even then, it's just still hot in here. I got a brand new fan and everything too. But it's still like just so hot. Although I suppose I'm sweating less than if I were running outside because it's hot outside too. But the air quality is still high. Like we were talking about earlier, someone was saying in Chicago it was around 100 or under 100, which I would run at that. But out here in Crystal Lake, it's still closer to 200. So not going to run outside in that. But I think by tomorrow they say it's going to clear up. So we'll see. All right. Let's get to the next one. I think there's more. I bought a lot of stuff. All right. I'm not going to cherry pick. I'm just going to keep going in order from top to bottom. This is another one. Same color as the trail pant. Ooh. I like these. You know, I've been liking the 2-in-1s lately. I mean, it just reminds me of high school. If you went to high school or were in college in the late 90s, like this was the look. Everything looked like this. Do you remember that? I do. But I love this color. It's really nice. Craft Trail logo. Let's see. Do they have? Oh, there's a phone pocket on the liner part. So that's really nice. Is there 2? Just 1. And then there's a big zipper pocket over here. Stash pockets for your used gels. And then there's these things. I think, is this for like if you take your shirt off and you want to hook it through? I don't know what you do with these. Do you put a gel in there? I don't know what that's for. It's just like a band of elastic in there. It's on both sides. I'm not sure. Oh, this is a deep stash pocket down here. Look at this one. The pants are a little bit heavy though, but I feel like this is a robust elastic band. I'm going to keep the pants up even if you got it weighed down. Cobalt Blue says it is a shirt loop. Why are there 4 loops though? That I don't understand. There's a bigger one and then a smaller one on each side. Is it not? Do you put maybe you put your trekking poles in there when you're not? Is that what they're called? Trekking poles? Those the sticks that people run with? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, mine says for the hiking poles, but they're on the sides. It doesn't make sense to put them there. No, it's not on the sides. It's on the back. But I don't think you could get them in there that way. I don't know. Maybe I'll ask Kraft. 4 shirt loops so you're ready for dinner plans. And Scott Stroll says you can carry a shirt for a friend. I did see that Metro is going to be in Atlanta for Peachtree, so maybe I'll wear these and I'll bring an extra shirt in case Matt needs one because I know he's not going to have one. I know he's not going to have one in Atlanta. It's just too hot. Although he's in Austin now, so like he should be used to that kind of heat, right? Calvin says maybe it's a GoPro selfie stick loop. Oh, I bet you could put that in there. That'd be nice. All right, we got a couple more. And then I got another anti-ad read for you guys today, too. I'm probably not going to do one every day, but, you know, I got a couple of people that I want to make sure you guys know about. These I'm not sure about. Now I remember ordering these. What did I do? It's from the Everyday Training Wardrobe. Do you see that? Focus. No. Focus. Everyday Training Wardrobe. These are long shorts. These are called the Core Essence Relax Shorts. Doesn't say how long they are, but they're co-branded with Spartan. I didn't know that when I ordered these. But these are long shorts, I feel like. These have got to be at least 9 or maybe 10 inches. There's a Kraft logo on the front right. Black on black, my favorite kind of logoing. Regular drop-in pockets on the side. And then no liner. So linerless pants. We were talking about that today. Why'd I get such long shorts? This is so long. I mean, these are going to be past my knees, I feel like. I don't know. Is that the new trend? That's the new trend now, though, right? Isn't it? Eric says, this is what happens when you have 2 or 3 spotted cows and start perusing the internet for new gear. Calvin says, Kofuzi keeps going into fugue state shopping sprees. I don't know why I'm buying this stuff. I like a lot of the stuff that I got, but I definitely got a little bit, I guess, I got a little bold with some of the choices here. All right. Well, last thing that's in the box. Sleep Singer says, those are good travel shorts. I bet your luggage weighs nothing except your camera gear. Yeah, I think those will be good travel shorts. Those are gonna be really light, and that'll be nice. Maybe I will travel in those. I think so. David Patterson says, did you buy them? Yeah, this entire box of stuff that I ordered myself. And Chapman says they were probably on sale. Yes, everything that's in this box was on sale. That's kind of like how I approach a lot of these boxes. When I buy them myself, it's usually because I'm like, all right, look, I've been running in more craft stuff and I need more clothes. So I just need like a bunch of basics. Well, today I got a little bit away from just basics. All right, last one. I just got a craft hat, KTM hat. It's got the craft logo, black on black. I mean, I just love black on. Why do I love black on black so much? It just looks, I mean, this might not even be black on black. This might be like a gray on black. I don't know, but it works for me. And it's a nice breathable material on the back. Huge giant mesh. And then, trucker cap style. So I like this one. This one's going to be nice. This is probably the best item in the box. All right. What are we going to rate this box? I think it's an A for effort. But what is this box? I think this is a B. Because I just don't know. I like the shorts. I don't know. I think let's go. I don't need to explain it. I think I'm just going to go B. Joseph Gardner said, you know what? My shorts got shorter after I qualified for Boston, and I'm not prepared for them getting longer again after I get a sub 3. I'm buying what's on the website, So, man, I understand that the cargos were fire. I think I'm going to be pretty excited about the cargo pants, to be honest with you. I have a feeling when I'm wearing them, they're going to have kind of like a, Japanese aesthetic. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's going to look, I think that's what I was thinking when I got with it, Calvin Hong says, speaking of hats, when the next Path Project non-elite hat drop? I don't know. I don't have a date, but we've gone back and forth. I don't know if I can talk about this or not, but I don't think it's that big a secret. But I just don't want you guys to think that it's coming soon because I don't have a date, but I did approve 2 hats, 3 colors. 1 hat comes in 2 colors. So I signed off on those. And so like, I think, we're moving. All the things that I could hold up, which I held up many things in the steps in the process. I think I'm out of the way now. So now they're going to move at their speed, which I think they're happy about. So that's coming. Yeah. Chapman says B for Kofuzi, A for getting me to buy stuff. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like this stuff. I just am. I don't know about these shorts. They're really, really long. I haven't had shorts that long in a while. I was thinking I'll wear them to the gym. I don't know. But I do think I'm gonna like this stuff as long as it fits. It just all seemed really big, again, which is weird for craft. Everything from craft usually, and they say it on their website. They're like, it's designed for sport and a European fit. Choose your sizes accordingly. Mason Stafford says, late to join the live stream, but first time catching it live. Had my first track meet yesterday, 2:29 800 meters, 27-second flat 200 meters. I'm proud of myself and love the stream co. Well, that's amazing, Mason. That's a fast 800 and then a fast 200. Good work. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, you know what? I'd like to get into a track meet this summer. I just don't know if it's going to happen. My wife and I were yesterday. I don't think we were drinking beers. I think we were just sitting down after dinner, sitting in our indoor sitting chairs. We have our outdoor ones that we put in the back. We got some Adirondack chairs. We have some inside ones, which happen to be the exact same chairs. We have the two chairs, the exact same ones that are on Believe in the Runs between two shoes. I think that's where I saw them, but I was like, oh, I just must have just bought the same one. But it turns out we both got them at Wayfair. And then I also found out that although she has it in different color, Lindsay Hine has the exact same two chairs, but in like a blue color rather than like the yellow mustard that I have and that Thomas also has at the Believe in the House and Believe in the Run office. So when my wife and I were sitting in those chairs, and she was just telling me that I pretty much ruined the summer, because our plan was our kids are old enough now that like they could just stay at grandma's without us being there for a long time. I mean, and they've been like that for a little while because they're very comfortable at grandma's and they got lots of cousins there. But the plan was to just drop them off there and then come back home and then just go out to dinner every day, the two of us, for like a week at a time, and then like go be, and then we would go in Iowa for a week, and then we'd bring the kids home for a week, and then we'd send them, we just kind of repeat from whenever the kids were here or not. But starting like this weekend, I'm going to be gone most of the summer, I think. I don't think there's going to be 2 weeks in a row that I'm here from now until like middle of September. So I got a lot of travel coming up. So I messed it up. But yeah, that's what my wife and I were talking about yesterday. So the point being, my dance card's full, and I don't think I can get into another track meet. I would love to go back to the USATF Masters Championship again. Hop in another steeple, or I was thinking maybe I'll do an 800, like Mason did. But I thought that would be fun. But yeah, I don't think I'm gonna have time. All right. I think that's gonna be a good place to leave it for today. I have a anti-ad read ready, but I'm gonna save it for tomorrow. I'm gonna save it for another day because we're already at 47 minutes. We went a little bit long. I think there's just goes so much in this box here. But yeah, so I'm just gonna leave it there for today. Tomorrow there won't be a video, but we'll do another live stream, same time as today, 1 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully I see you then. I don't know if I have any other things to unbox. So maybe there'll be an unboxing, maybe they won't, but either way, we'll have some fun. Hopefully I'll see you then. In the meantime, be careful with the air quality out there and be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.